The truth is, Nigeria has an abundance of forwards, but we don't really have the personnel to play that shape. From the very start, it was obvious that there was going to be a problem with the selection. We don't have actual wingers. We have a lot of forwards who like to play off the last line and get in the box. Hi, my name is Solace, Senior Editor for Sports. I think Bissau is very much a city of contrasts. Part of it looks really, really nice, really modern. There's a real Franco, Lusophone influence all around the city, but then some parts of it look really rural. So it was a bit jarring sometimes to go from one to the other, and that made the experience very interesting to say the least. No, most definitely not. Way, way worse. From the very start, it was obvious that there was going to be a problem with the selection, especially for the first leg. Kelechi Iheanacho played in behind Victor Osimhen, and Ademola Lookman started on the left. I thought those two things were problems because traditionally Lookman plays better on the right. This has been the case both for Nigeria and for his club Atalanta. He's tended to play much better when starting on the right. So I thought that was a problem. And also the fact that Iheanacho is a bit of a weird player. He's not really an out-and-out number 9, and he's not really a number 10 either. He's not a midfielder, he's a forward, but he's kind of weird in between. And somehow, even though on paper it should work, his partnership with Osimhen, he never actually does. I thought Nigeria started really well, played well in that part of that first half until Guinea-Bissau scored. Now, the reason they scored was obviously because there wasn't enough pressure on the ball. When you're playing a 4-4-2 like that and you have a midfield with Alex Iwobi and Wilfred Ndidi, you need to press very aggressively. That wasn't the case, and there was space for Guinea-Bissau player to get his head up and fly the ball over the top of the Nigeria defense. So the mistake had happened. But my major criticism of Peseiro was how we responded to that, especially at the halftime break. I thought what the team needed was a little bit more reassurance in what they were doing. They were interchanging really well, creating a couple of decent openings, but Peseiro was too quick to press the panic button, and I think that's really ultimately what cost Nigeria, because the second half, even though Guinea-Bissau sat off in a bit of a defensive shape and tried to see the game out, I don't think Nigeria posed enough problems. There was no real clear delineation between who was doing what role up front, and it was clear that they hadn't really prepared to play in that particular setup. The second leg was a lot more disjointed. Nigeria looked less fluid. Frank Onyeka came into the team in midfield. He's a bit of a weird player. He's not really a holding midfielder. He's not an attacking midfielder either. He's really limited in what he can do, which is he's a very energetic player who can run. Terry Murphy did really well playing up front alongside Osimhen, but still it wasn't quite as fluid as the first leg. So I wouldn't say he did much different. I think Nigeria just went for a more solid, more direct approach, less interplay in the middle of the pitch, and ultimately it worked out for them. They didn't quite control the game, but a win is a win, so Peseiro gets the plaudits for that one. If I had to give him one piece of advice, it would be something that's fairly obvious to me and should be obvious to him. He wants to play a very attacking front foot style, which is great, ties into what Nigerians expect from their national team. But what I would say is there are more varied, more subtle routes to that than playing a flat 4-4-2. The truth is, Nigeria has an abundance of forwards, but we don't really have the personnel to play that shape. Wilfred Ndidi is not the player he used to be, so in terms of hoovering up space in the middle, that engine is a little bit compromised at the moment. We don't have actual wingers. We have a lot of forwards who like to play off the last line and get in the box or cut inside and shoot, but actual proper wingers, Nigeria doesn't have those. So I would say you'd be better off ditching it and maybe playing like a 4-3-3, make the midfield a little more secure, a little more technical, and really lean into Osimhen's strengths and also the strengths of his other forwards.